Pagination is one of the oldest techniques in human history. Ever since the first Neanderthal wrote his first line of C# code, we've been using pagination. Without it, open a platform like YouTube will cause your PC to melt down, trying to load every single video on the homepage. Before I show you anything, you'd click to watch a video and it will be your grandchild who actually get to see it. That's why pagination is used on virtually every type of website. But if you're new to programming, chances are you're using it wrong. Let me explain it. In programming, there are two types of pagination.
NANI?!
Yes, I know. ChatGPT or Google will tell you there are more types of pagination than grains of sand in Sahara Desert, but in practice, most of them are just variations over two main types. The first one is offset pagination, the type of pagination that every beginner developer loves to use it in any situation. Offset pagination works by first defining a limit. This limit is the number of items that you want to display. Then you define how many items should be skipped. Now, to calculate this number, we have to use some math. First, you must subtract 1 from the current page number and then multiply by the items limit that you set. Too hard for you? Let's look at an example. Imagine that the only user of your CRUD visits your site called Christian Hub. He scrolls to the homepage but doesn't like any of the sermons suggested to him. Then he clicks to go to the page 2. When he clicks on it, here's what happened. Your server subtracts 1 from the page number. In this case, 2 becomes 1. Then it multiplies this number by the limit of the items per page. Let's say 13 times 1, which gives us 13. So your server will skip the first 13 videos in the database, and it will start rating from the 13th one and fetch the next 13 videos. The advantage of this pagination method is that it is simple to implement and lets users to jump directly to any page they want. But because life is not a bed of roses, this type of pagination comes with a serious downside. If you are dealing with a large number of items, this pagination will behave like a government, where the more you have, the more it will get from you. Let's say your blog has 100 paginated posts. That's easy, right? Now imagine you buy a whip and whoop ChatGPT as for it to generate 1 million posts. As the number of pages grows, your database has to read and skip more and more items just to reach the ones that you want to show. In our early example, on page 2, the database only skipped 30 items. This doesn't have any problem. Now imagine 10,000 items. In this case, your database has to read and skip 300,000 items. To solve this problem, we can use the second type of pagination, cursor-based pagination. This approach involves setting a limit of items per page using a unique field, usually the ID of the last item on the page, to fetch the next set of items starting from there. Here's an example. Let's say you fetch 10 videos and want to view the next page. To do that, you have to use the ID of the last item. Let's say it is 10, and ask the database to retrieve the next 10 items where the ID is greater than 10. Let's say you fetch 10 videos and want to view the next page. This method is far more efficient when dealing with large amounts of data, because instead of your database have to skip over items and start exactly where it needs to, really only what is necessary. Like everything in life, this method also has its downsides. The biggest drawback of cursor pagination is that users cannot jump to a specific page or see how many pages are left. Yes, a pagination system where you have no idea of how many pages there are left. Furthermore, there may be inconsistencies in the case of deletion of any item. Surprisingly though, this type of pagination is widely used today. You will see it in feeds like Instagram. It is also common to load more buttons, and even in the TikTok English scroll. Now you might be thinking, since cursor-based pagination is more efficient, I will just use that for everything. And if this is what you're thinking, congratulations, you are absolutely right. The only wrong person here is the psychologist who allow you to go out. Jokes aside, that is a kind of a World War III between 3 devs on Reddit. On a serious note, there is an ongoing debate over which of the two pagination styles the APIs should adopt as the standard. But the truth is, both pagination styles are valid choices. When combined with caching, pre-processing, and other performance techniques, both can be efficient. Although cursor-based queries are lighted on the database, they will make it harder for you to implement new features, like filtering something or pagination. No one loves to watch a video on their feed, refreshing the page, and they have to scroll for 10 years just to find it again. So, to sum it up, if your system needs easily to filter and searching, offset-based pagination will probably be more efficient. But if your system handles large amount of data and you're willing to spend more time implementing filter logic, cursor-based pagination is the way to go. So well, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and I'll see you next time.